Hello ครับ I am so sorry ครับ
Is there anything wrong with you, Naran? Is everything okay?
everything is working now ครับ just internet issues.
Okay. So we'll do like thisนะครับ same as like the other presenter, that is William as well. William, are you here?
Yes, Kap, I'm here, Kap.
Oh, okay. So we do like thisนะครับ the presentation will be conducted in the breakout roomนะครับ, so that when the some of the presenter, like today William's presenter will be here, so we have to use the breakout room นะครับ so that I mean like when the presentation finish นะครับ the students can have the place to wait in the main room นะครับ and then I'll call the next presenter to come in นะครับ okay, right, okay นะครับ now the breakout room will be open for you นะครับ and excuse me นะครับ let's do like this when the second presenter, that is William's supervisor, comes นะครับ he'll be in the main room นะครับ first นะครับ and then William, you have to just like, I'll let you know, and then you please what to say, exit from the presentation room to just like greet with your supervisor นะครับ if he would like to just like join Naran นะครับ presentation, he can just like go into the presentation room as well นะครับ that is very welcome. Okay, so Naran, are you ready now ครับ
ครับ I'm ready
so
ครับ
okay, then let's everyone please go to the breakout room นะครับ I'll go there as well, Naran as well นะครับ okay. Yeah, the rooms are open ครับ okay, Naran ครับ please turn on your camera while you present as well นะครับ thank you.
Okay ครับ should I start now?
Yes, please.
Okay, so okay, so today I will be presenting about my cooperative education experience at Accenture. Okay. So the company is Accenture Solutions Co. Limited, which is a global consulting services company, and it partners with clients to offer strategy, consulting, digital technology, and operations services. So, for example, a client might partner with the company on a project to create like an app, for instance. And about my position personally, I was a back-end developer intern in the Department of Cloud Infrastructure and Engineering. The duration was, I started at 2nd August to 30th November, so around 4 months. And due to the COVID situation, this internship was fully online, and my office space was basically just Microsoft Teams, which I used for communication and meetings. Okay, so this is Piov, who was my senior manager and basically a job supervisor. He wasn't that much hands-on because he was busy, but in terms of like the company hierarchy, he was the supervisor. And this is the development team I was assigned to. It was called Development Squad 2. There were more members than what's shown here, but these are the people who have mostly helped me directly. I had like 2 squad leaders because they changed squad leaders around like halfway through my internship. Okay, so the project I was working on was a corporate banking application. So everyone should be familiar with retail banking applications, basically like your KBank K Plus app on your phone, for example, which helps you do like transfers and check your bank account. Corporate banking is similar to that, but more designed for like corporate level transactions. For example, like companies transferring a large amount of money to each other, there would have to be more verification and more security involved. So this diagram shows like the difference between what the functions needed in the banking application between individuals, small, medium enterprises, and large corporations. As you can see, for like businesses, like small SMEs and corporations, there has to be a review and approve transaction function as well. So as for my personal experience, this is basically my workspace for the entire internship because it was work from home. Basically, I used Microsoft Teams to communicate with my team and Outlook to email. And the company assigned me a work laptop, which is, as you see here, it was a small Dell laptop, which I used for all my coding work because of the security. And these are the apps and software that I used for my backend development. For my IDE, I used IntelliJ, and for the project, we worked with Java, Spring Boot, and Maven, and also Postgres SQL for the database. And this is further like web-based applications that we use for DevOps. Jenkins is for building and deploying. GitLab is for the code repository, and Jira and Confluence are to handle like the tasks and issues. So how do I get assigned a task? Well, developers can start working on tasks after application designers finish with the specifications. Usually for me as an intern, I'll be assigned a task by a developer, which is usually the team lead or the backend lead. And I can also select an available task from an Excel spreadsheet, which you see a screenshot of below. Like a lot of things will be censored out because of confidential information. Basically, the Excel shows it links to the task, like short details about the task, the name of the application designer who designed it, in case I need to contact them. And basically, what I'll do is there's going to be a status, and if the status is, if the application designer status is done, then I can pick a task and put my name next to it. And this is what the Jira ticket looks like for each task. It would like show the name of the API, which had to be censored, the name of the application design reporter, and also have a short description, which is the background of the task and the requirement of what I actually need to do, as well as a link to a reference link to the Confluence page, which will show the detailed specifications. So the process of working on a task is, one, I get assigned a task, and then I view the ticket on Jira, and then I view the specifications on Confluence. And once I know what I have to do, I create a new branch on Git for the task. It will usually be named after the Jira ticket code. So it will be like CP something something and then a number. And then I'll implement the task requirements into the code. After I finish writing the code, I'll run unit tests, the tests for the things I've changed to make sure that everything's working. And if I need to, I'll write my own unit tests. And then once I know everything's working, I'll commit changes and push to the origin. And then I'll put up a merge request. And once the team lead approves and merges my code, I will build on Jenkins. This is the sequence diagram, which is part of the specifications on Confluence. It's basically a step-by-step like flow of how the code works. So I had to get used to reading this to understand like how to implement things more effectively. And once I got used to it, it made things a lot easier because like, I could understand like where I had to insert like the task requirement. For example, maybe it will ask you to add like a specific field between like two processes, and I would have to like find those processes in the code and insert the requirement. And these are the input output specifications. So using the prior example of like having the task requirement is add a new field, there will usually be like the field here in this table detailing like the name, what the field should be named, the data type, if the field is input or output. And this is what it looks like when I have to post a merge request into the Microsoft Teams chat. I will have to tag my team leader and backend leader, and as well as say like this is a merge request for this task, and then link the actual Git merge request as well as CC the rest of my team members. I will also have to post a screenshot of the tests to prove that like my changes didn't break anything. Okay, another type of task that I'll have to do is bug investigation. This usually happens when tester finds a bug or issue, and they will open a Jira ticket and explain the issue and detail the steps to reproduce. So the first thing I'll do is confirm the bug, because sometimes an issue will happen once, and once you reproduce it, it won't happen again. And in that case, like if there's no more issue on reproduction, then I'll flag the ticket to reject. But if there is an issue, then I'll have to look up logs on Kibana, which shows like all the logs, all the debug and error logs of the microservice. I can do this by I can check the API endpoint or use a correlation ID that comes with the request, the API request. The log will show debug and error messages under that correlation ID. And I will go through the debug and error messages to narrow down the root cause. Once I found the root cause, I'll have to come up with a solution. Usually I'll have to check the Confluence specifications again and make sure that everything is working as specified. Once I figure out the solution, I'll implement it, commit and push and merge requests, and then I'll build on Jenkins, and then I'll retest to confirm that the bug is fixed. So every task that I do has to have the artifact of the task collected, which basically means that it's proof that the task was done successfully and works as intended. So artifact collection is usually done by testing and seeing if I get the expected results. This can be done by sending like a request through Postman, or for database related tasks, I could just screenshot from the database query results. I can take a screenshot that proves that the task is done and the results are expected, and I post that screenshot in the comments of the Jira ticket to show that this is the artifact and the task is finished. So for Postman, this is usually what my comment will look like. It's going to be a screenshot of the result after shooting a API request from Postman, and then I'll copy and paste the request I sent and as well as the response. I can also collect it through the Kibana logs. This is what it looks like. For example, if the task is to add an output titled max emails, I would just like post the response and then show that the output is there as intended. And this is for database related tasks. I can just query from the database and screenshot to show that all the data is there. Aside from tasks, things I will also have to partake in our meetings and events every day at around 5 p.m., which is at the end of the workday. There'll be a team stand-up meeting, which is basically like a team meeting where everyone reports on the tasks that they did in that day or any issues that they have for that day. There will also be sprint testing sessions to test the app, and this is usually where a lot of the bugs and issues get brought up. And there'll also be application demo sessions with the actual client to update the client on the state of the project and make sure that like everyone's on the same page, or in case the client wants to change anything. There was also like an icebreaker activity session for newcomers to the company, which is basically just a casual like quiz and games meeting for new employees. And there's also a corporate banking overview sessions, which is where I got the screenshots at the beginning of the presentation, where they basically explain what corporate banking is for newcomers so they can understand the nature of the project. Aside from the stand-up meeting, most of these meetings I didn't really like talk in. I just sat there and listened because as an intern, I wasn't really involved in the subject. So for the conclusion, so the skills that I've learned is that I've learned how to apply programming in a professional work environment, because the work that I did in university is so much different from the work that I had to do as an internship, because in the university, the work is designed to be hard and is designed to like grade you. But here you just have to finish the work that needs to be done for the client. So I think it felt like a lot more straightforward than the assignments from university. I also developed my problem-solving skills from coding and especially from bug investigation. I also had to get used to the corporate structure and environment. This was my first time like working in a company environment, so it was something that I had to adjust to. And I also practiced a lot of communication and team skills because I was working in a team and I had to talk a lot with the other devs. If one of my tasks was like passed on by another dev, I would have to like talk with them to like try to understand like what they were trying to do, or if I needed help, then I had to ask the other devs, or if I was unsure on like the specifications of a task, I would have to contact the application designers and ask them to clarify. And all of that basically built my communication and team skills. So final remarks, it was overall a really good learning experience. I think the Accenture environment was very welcoming and everyone was pretty friendly and were willing to teach me a lot of things, even though some of them were pretty simple. And I kind of felt bad for asking for help, but they were really friendly and helped teach me. And it really opened my eyes to real professional work life and helped me develop a lot of skills that I wouldn't have developed just learning in university. Yeah, so that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tan. I have like some question. Let me ask some question first before I pass the microphone to other audience.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just wondering, for co-op at work at Accenture, how many people that did you have to work with apart from your supervisor?
In my team, around 10 people, maybe like around like 12 or 13, like around no more than that. Like
so every day for the daily stand-up meeting, that means 10 or 12 people have to meet each other online.
Yes.
All right. How long does it take for one meeting?
Not long, like no more than 10 minutes.
or just
It's
that?
just update, like they just basically like go out around the room, like, and then someone says like, oh, I did this today, and the next person, oh, I did this today. It's just for the team leader to like take notes, I think, to see where everyone is at.
Right. And if I'm not wrong, how many supervisors did you have? If I'm not wrong, there were 2 people came to talk to me, right?
Yes, because those were like basically the team leaders. One of them was the whole overall team leader, and one of them was the leader for the back end.
All right. So that means during the stand-up meeting, both of them were inside that room as well, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And how many intern or co-op students in your team?
Just me.
Or just you, right?
There were some new employees, but for like intern and co-op, it is just me.
So I mean, like, if you were recruited as that newly employee, as a new employee, let's say, which position that they should call you? Is that developer or consultant or analyst or what?
The developer, because that's what I did for my internship, the developer.
So the main thing that you were assigned is developer, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And are there any analysts inside the team as well?
No, I don't think so, but I think it's a development team.
Right.
I think there's at some point there were like quality assurance and quality engineers, and but I think they're mostly developers.
And who I mean, like, how did you get the requirement from?
From the application design team.
Another team, right? Not your team.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Each development team, I think, will work with an application design team, and application design team will come up with the requirements and contact the development team. I'm not too sure about company structure because I just did like my own work as intern.
All right. Okay. I think that if you have chance to go to the company, it might be like more like way in order to just like get some more ideas about that one. Okay. Right. Okay, ครับ so okay, from the audience, are there anyone who just like who would like to ask Naran ครับ Okay, you may ask Naran นะครับ about this. So if there is no question for Naran นะครับ thank you Naran for your presentation นะครับ I will pass this recorded video to your supervisor นะครับ so that they can help assessing for this one.
โอเคครับ
Okay, thank you ครับ so everyone let's